This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, locales, and incidents are either the products of the imagination or used in a fictitious manner.
I've just been laughing at everybody because everybody's saying that, like, you know, I support the whole, you know, a new year, new me, like things are going to change, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like people are like just like numb to the fact that shit is really going down right now. People think that like January and February are going to come around and this planet is going to be better, dude. I'm just trying to be a realist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's a new year. I'm thankful for that. And hopefully things will change, but you can't expect it to change in a week, dude.
Dude, it's like, I think it's just like the optimistic part of people that you want to think that things are going to be better now. And since people are generally so negative, I try not to like I'm like, okay, you can believe what you want to believe.
Oh, exactly.
No, but at the same time, I'm still like, nah.
Well, yeah, because you got to be. Well, yeah, because I think there's a difference too. People think of like realists as like all negativity, but I think there's a difference between a negative person and just being a realist. You know, being somebody who it's kind of like I had the world peace argument with my buddy the other day, where he was just like, "Yeah, well, it's good to work towards world peace," and I was like, "Yeah, it's definitely good. How can there be anything wrong with working towards world peace?" But it's not something that's literally conceivable, dude. You're never going to get 7 billion people to all agree with each other. That's not going to happen. And for people who actually really, really believe that that's going to happen, I feel sorry for them. Because yes, there's always work to be done and we can always have a better plan and a better system and everything can get better. But 7 billion people agreeing on one thing, I mean, that doesn't sound possible to me.
But what if like there's an outside threat though, like some kind of like sort of
like an alien threat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that might be like the only thing that would bring people together,
right?
Yeah. No, you're totally right about that though, dude. It's the same idea with, you know, when you don't have anything and you think of it as like, you know, I think of like having $1,000 when I had absolutely nothing as a lot of money. And now as the older you grow up, you're like, $1,000 is a joke, dude.
Yeah, so that shit sucks, bro. Because back in the day, you get like $100 and you're like, I'm fucking rich.
Yeah, exactly.
That was awesome, dude. I love that. Being a kid.
Yeah, in high school, a couple $100 in my pocket,
dude.
I was like, feeling pimping, dude.
You feel like it's like I might live off this for the rest of my life. You get like $200, exactly. Dude.
And now you're 25 and you're like, damn, I can't even afford a car right now.
Oh, yeah, dude. That shit sucks. I hate that, man. That's one of the worst. Talk about innocence lost from childhood. Yeah, like understanding the value of $1 is worse than finding out Santa isn't real. It's worse than that shit sucks, dude.
Yeah, you're totally right, dude. No, especially when you go to Europe too. I was traveling in Europe with my buddies. I was like, the dollar is fucking shit, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. That's like the next level up from it. So it's like you get to be an adult. You're like, damn, this shit sucks. And then you level up again. You go somewhere else, and you're like, oh, but this shit isn't even worth anything, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
This blows.
That's speaking of traveling, dude. I mean, that's probably one of the things that's been the most down of this whole fucking Corona for me is like I live off traveling, dude. I think that everybody should, you know, it's an education on its own. That's what I like to say. You know what I mean? It's like you can go to school or you can also just travel the whole entire world and explore as much as you want. They're both, you know.
Did you have any trips planned for this year that got?
I was gonna go to Italy to see all my whole family in Italy. I have an aunt who just had a pair of twins. So I was gonna go meet my 2 little nieces.
Where in Italy are they at?
Well, they live in Florence, but my family's from Milano. That's where I lived when I was little.
Okay.
In northern Italy.
So
that's cool. I like northern Italy, but it's all about southern Italy when you go visit Italy. That's the beautiful part.
Do you when you visit there? Because it sounds like that's your like ancestral genetic home.
Yeah, that's like my second home, basically.
Do you feel like a certain type of way when you go there, like a connection to the land that is some kind of like spiritual genetic vibe?
Well, I think that it helps a lot that I actually lived there too, because I got a lot of buddies. I got buddies here too who have a million Italian family members, you know. Like my buddy Dario, who's like his dad is Italian, his grandpa's Italian, everybody's Italian, but he's only visited like 3 times in his life. So he doesn't really like feel that connection when he goes there. You know what I mean? And he told me that. He even told me that. He was like, you know, it's kind of like vacation for me. But when I'm going to visit, it's kind of like going back home. It's not vacation. You know?
I see. You're not going to
like, and that's because I spent so much time there and I actually lived an Italian lifestyle for years, you know? Because I feel like if you don't have that, it's harder to bond with a place if you don't actually experience it, you know?
For sure. I mean, I'm 50% and I've only been once. I went to Rome and it was full tourist.
Oh, Rome is, yeah, dude. I mean, Rome is gorgeous, but it's the most touristy place in all of Italy.
Yeah, dude. You know, I hear about some of these places that you can travel to that just suck because they're so touristy. And one that I was reading about is the pyramids of Egypt. Like,
dude, I heard about that too.
Right? Like, it's supposed to be sick, but apparently it's just all really whack and people trying to sell you shit.
Yeah, no. People trying to rip you off with really cheap, like fake calligraphy notes and stuff like that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, this girl that I knew, she went to the pyramids and she told me that like it was the least fun, like obviously seeing them blew her mind, but it was the least fun experience of the whole thing. Like her best experience was like being in the streets and eating the street food and, you know, actually being part of the community, not just staring at the pyramids.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the Pharaoh's revenge. He made the whole team.
Yeah, I know, for real. Well, talk about aliens, dude. I go so back and forth because I feel bad when I say that the pyramids, there's no way mankind could have done something like that, and no, a lot of people don't believe in that. Yeah. But at the same time, I think that takes away from like the strength of mankind and the fact that I can actually imagine millions of slaves doing that.
True.
Because
so supposedly the pyramid design is actually easier to make than a traditional square building because something about the foundation, since it goes inwards, you don't have to support the full mass of like a whole building. So that's why supposedly all these ancient cultures had pyramids, is because they're actually easier to make than like a normal building. But
that's why I love when I get those when you get those like facts about how like there were civilizations 10,000 years ago that had shit down that we don't even have close to down.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I mean, it's amazing.
That's why you got to wonder if someone else hooked it up. If we
hooked it up. You don't know, dude. That's the whole thing.
I actually just watched Alien versus Predator.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen that in forever.
Dude, I know, right? Like, first time in easily a decade. There's a whole like ancient aliens, pretty woke storyline put into Alien versus Predator where, you know, the predators came down and they taught us how to build the pyramids, how to do all these. Except they had to, of course, sacrifice the humans and, you know, create aliens and all this, you know, space type shit. But I thought it was pretty woke of them to put that in fucking Alien versus Predator, dude. Like,
well, it's funny that you said that because when I also like growing up, I always thought like, of course, I saw Alien versus Predator and stuff, but I wasn't like passionate about science fiction movies or anything.
Yeah,
and books. And it's crazy. The older you get, you realize how much reality is in this science fiction shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I was just giving my neighbor a book, this Scientology book. I forgot the name right now because he gave it to me yesterday and it was hella late at night, but this is an incredible book. And I read the first couple pages and literally the first couple pages it sounds like it's 2021. He's saying like the world is at chaos right now and we don't know what to do. And there is a leader that is doing everything wrong. And I'm like, is this the newspaper or is this a book? Like, this literally sounded like a fucking newspaper article.
Wait, what was what's the book? What's the book?
I could go grab it actually.
All right.
Yeah, I can go grab it so I can read it. But he's one of the most famous sci-fi authors. I didn't know his name because, like I said, I wasn't huge on sci-fi. But
yeah,
is it L. Ron Hubbard?
Oh my God, I think so.
Yo, yes,
I think so.
Woke. All right, now we're cooking.
Stranger in a Strange Land.
When was it written? Can you see the
hold on.
Publishing date?
Dark. Yeah, I'm in the dark.
It's all good.
Name Valentine. Gotta open it. I bet you it's like a just from reading it. I bet you it's like a fucking 70s or something.
Should be on the back.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Robert A. Heinlein?
Yeah. Yes.
There we go. 1961.
1992.
Oh, well, you got the reprint because this Wikipedia says it's 61.
Oh, so yeah. See, because I thought, because that's what I'm saying. Like reading it, I could kind of feel
the
like
vibe.
It's a 60s thing.
Dude, the retro future vibe is sick. Like that aesthetic of what people thought the future was going to be like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
I want that future, dude. Fuck this shit.
Oh, totally, dude. No, they were interviewing people. My mom was telling me that there's like this interview of people that were being interviewed in like 1999 and what was going to happen every 10 years. So like what 2010 was going to be like and what 2020 was going to be like. And everybody was so excited. People were like, oh, well, of course we're going to actually have those flying cars in 2020.
Dude,
like,
flying cars, man.
People had this mentality of like, yes, 2020 is actually going to be a futuristic, amazing year, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely futuristic.
Oh, it's definitely futuristic.
All the worst ways, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of like being polished and shiny, it's just very like depraved and dystopian and fucking
dude.
Whack, dude. Flying cars, I swear to God, remember this Popular Science magazine or Popular Mechanics or whatever? Dude,
yeah,
I swear to God, every issue of Popular Science would have a flying cars. It's finally here.
Oh yeah, always.
It's the cover story, and they never really happened. Where is that shit?
I also believe that at this point, dude, with all the technology, I just think they don't want us to have it because there's no way at this point in time that they couldn't make a flying car.
True. Dude, I mean, people
they make jets. They make private jets that fly 9,000 miles around the planet without stopping for gas. So it's like, how are you gonna not be able to build a fucking flying car?
Yeah, it's probably like, I mean, think about how bad people drive.
That's very
car.
true.
It's just, dude. I mean, very
true.
We got like the autopilot going for us. That's pretty futuristic. Like,
yeah, that is.
Themselves. It is scary to think about. Like if there's just a semi truck, because all these truckers are getting replaced, right, with automation. If there's
which is scary as fuck because those trucks are huge,
dude. But so imagine you got 3 trucks around you on the highway, and you got a little ass car. What are you gonna do? Sue the you gonna complain and get your money back?
Well, and that's the thing about suing is now all of these cars and all this shit, you're probably gonna have to sign over your fucking rights, basically, dude.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a self-driving car, whatever, the place is going to tell you if you get into an accident because of the computer, you cannot sue the car company. They're gonna fucking cover their asses, dude. If they're coming out with these automated cars, they're not gonna let you just fucking break your ankle and sue them or get in a car crash and sue them. They're gonna be like, no, that's on you, dude.
I love how
a robot.
It comes with the fine print, right? It's like, yes, it has autopilot, but you should still pay attention. It's like, no one is going to do that. You have the autopilot. You're not going to just, okay, now I'll just pretend to drive and focus. Yeah, you're going to chill out. You're going to take a nap or whatever,
Take a nap.
Point, dude.
Oh, exactly. Well, because that's what people, exactly. You're going to get way too comfortable. People are going to get way too comfortable, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That always scared me. In fact, like, I don't mind. I've been in a Tesla before where my buddy, like, will put it on autopilot for a second to roll a blunt. And, like, that doesn't matter. I don't care about that. But he doesn't, like, get on it automatic and just, like, turn on his phone and start playing games and let his car drive him on the highway. He's like, fuck that, dude. Like, I'll do it for like 5 minutes to roll a joint or to look at the map or something, but I'm not doing it for 5 hours.
Well, because it's like, what happens if you have no you don't get anything, if your car crashes you and you're on autopilot, it's like, whatever, what are you gonna do? Like, it sucks. That sucks.
Exactly.
The computer fucked
you
up.
Have no control, bro. And that's the whole point about driving your car is you want to feel in control.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you don't want to not feel in control when you're on the
highway. I get sick if I'm riding in someone else's car. Like I feel sick, like in the passenger seat or.
I'm very picky like that too, dude. Like when my mom drives, I feel great because she drives super slow, like an old lady. So like she's never doing any crazy stuff, and she's driving hella slow. When I'm in the car with my aunt, though, dude, I get nauseous. Because my aunt will she'll forget about a turn at the very last second while she's going like 55 and take this huge turn and like everything in the car goes flying. Like, some people just aren't organized. Some people just don't think ahead of time. People that I don't think could be driving. I'm like, I'll drive and I'm fucking epileptic.
But let me tell you this. Would you rather be driving yourself and have your aunt giving you driving suggestions in the passenger seat?
Oh no, that's a hard one, dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's a hard one. Dude. That's why I don't drive with my mom. I mean, up here I don't drive a lot anyways because I haven't had my license forever. But even when I do have my license and this few times that I've driven with my mom, it's like impossible, dude. You have you feel this like nervousness because you know that it's your mom and she just wants to torture you basically.
Dude, it is like you're permanently 15 years old.
Yeah.
In the car with your parents, dude. It is like dealing, like it's like literally every little I take this turn slow. You should take this turn slow. Oh, I normally go this way. I normally go that way. It's like, dude, thanks for the feedback. I get it. You would drive differently. The whole point of me driving is to save you from having to drive. Dude, the money move that your parent does is they grab the thing up top, you know, that little door handle.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, once they grab the door handle, it's like they're like, you're good. Oh, I'm buckling up.
They think they're going to die at like every move they make. They think they're going to die. Like, oh,
dude.
no, my son doesn't know how to drive.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable, man. I can't do it, man. I can't like if I'm riding the car with my parents like they're driving, dude. It's so stressful, man. It's stressful.
It's legitimately stressful, dude. It's like we laugh about it now, but like when it's happening, it fucking sucks.
I'm trying to protect you, Mom. I want to keep you alive. What the fuck? You know?
No, seriously though, dude. I know I totally feel that.
It's crazy too. Like this just happened to me too. So it's like they'll get stressed for you. Like it's like you're waiting to make a turn, right? You can't make the turn. It's a hard turn. You gotta sit and be patient. And I'm sitting there, I'm patient. I'm like, wow, I've really matured. I'm great. I can sit here forever. Oh, and this isn't getting to me. My fucking dad, my dad is like tweaking out, dude. He can't believe, he's like, oh, all right. Oh, he's just about to go fucking ballistic. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, man. You gotta chill out, dude.
So Dylan, you've been trimming up there for like 7 years now.
Yeah, and it hasn't always been trimming. I mean, I've done literally pretty much everything there is to do on a farm.
What are the other things to do besides trimming?
Oh, well, I mean, there's hanging when the weed is wet, you hang it up. There's drying, there's venting.
And are these all jobs that one guy does that specific thing all day, or are you kind of doing all the jobs at once?
Oh, you can kind of do everything. You can kind of do everything, and it also just depends on if your boss likes what you're doing. So, like the strong guys, like like the young strong guys like me, we plant most of the time. We dig all the holes in the super heavy dirt and build the fucking fences and crazy shit like that. And then my mom, for example, she'll be like sitting down drying weed or trimming it up or doing stuff that, isn't heavy or crazy.
Dudes, your mom is in the game too.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's the one who actually got me this job.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was in SF a long time ago, and my mom called me one day and she's like, you want to come work on a weed farm? And I was like, fuck yeah. And I was like 17. And my first month at 17, I made like $10,000. So I was like, shit. I'm not stopping this.
You're like, thanks, Mom. This is fucking tight.
And where it's been going down a little bit. I mean, because the thing is now everybody's using hemp, dude.
What do you mean, to make CBD kind of shit?
Yeah. So what happened is this whole valley was filled with like super fire dank weed. And then, but you have to cure it to make it well. And to, and like I worked on farms with like 2,000 plants and shit. And to take care of 2,000 weed plants is so much work, dude. Because you got to like make sure everyone is all right, and so that it comes out fire and tasting good. And
what kind of yield are you getting a day from like?
Oh man, well that's another thing. It depends on plants. I've worked with plants that yield like a pound, and then I've worked with plants that yield 10 pounds.
That's a day, or
no, on a plant.
Okay.
So like if he has, this is a guy who had 2,000 like 17-foot tall outdoor plants. And he yielded like 8 to 10 pounds from every one of those plants. So he got like 20,000 pounds of weed that harvest. Yeah, dude. And I saw it, dude. I was in the warehouse. I mean, it's pretty mind blowing, dude.
That's crazy.
Was it like that Indiana Jones warehouse where they're stacking stuff at the end of the movie?
Literally, dude. Literally. You got to climb like huge ladders just to get to the top of the weed. Like huge ladders. And like you got to like stack like 400 drying trays on top of each other. It's really bad for your back. It's horrible work for your back, like all of it. The trimming, it's all bad. It makes you strong. It's cool, but it's just all the angles of how you work on a weed farm is just so weird. And picking up bags of dirt, which is, as we all know, pretty bad too.
So it's all like physical labor, like you're working with your hands all day. Do you like that?
Yeah, it's all physical labor. And then there's also like the chemical geniuses that come and help out the boss. So like, because the world of like the strain, like marijuana is such a complicated plant. There's so much shit that goes into making it amazing, and that's why good weed is really fucking expensive now. But so yeah, so sometimes like my boss Corey will literally just get like some young biologist, biology, no, not biology, botany. He'll get like a botanist to come see his plants and check on his dirt, and the botanist will be like, no, for this plant you should be using more fish oil, and you should use the carcass of an octopus instead of the carcass of a deer, and like all of this crazy shit that goes into, you know, growing weed that people don't really know about. So
wait, hold up. We gotta really dissect that. Are you guys really putting fish oil in plants?
Oh, dude, fish, literally anything fish related is pretty much the best thing you can give your marijuana.
Really? It's getting absorbed up in the soil.
Yeah, and the squid ink is actually the fanciest, but it's super expensive.
What?
Yeah, if you some growers will buy like gallons and gallons and gallons of squid ink, but it's really fucking expensive. I know, it's pretty trippy. It smells really bad. It looks weird. I mean, but it makes you millions of dollars if you know what you're doing with it.
So what is that doing? It's like boosting the plant's
health?
It's
boosting the plant's health. Yeah, it makes it very healthy. It helps with it. It's the reason why it stays kind of moist and it's not super dry and like ruggedy on your throat. It helps the smell a lot, surprisingly, which you would think, oh, how does fish oil help the weed smell good?
Yeah.
But it actually does. It helps it a lot. Yeah, basically like what you're saying, dude. It's like giving a plant something extra healthy. You know what I mean? Like it's already going to grow. The weed is probably going to be decent. But if you have the money and you want to like boost it with vitamins and antioxidants and all the crazy shit that all this fish juice contains, then you're going to get some really good weed.
Dude, that's actually really crazy. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah. The nutrients, making the tea is another pain in the ass. It's like because it's not, you don't just water the plants, you like mix them with a bunch of stuff, you know?
Oh, so you're making like a little recipe soup.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. Everybody has their own recipe. So if you talk to 30 different growers, you'll get 30 different answers, and they all think they're right. That's the funniest thing. All these growers are so cocky, dude. They'll tell you, they're like, yeah, you know, Bill over there, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And then Bill will tell you, oh no, yeah, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And at the end of the day, they all grow pretty good weed, but they all have different opinions. They're always talking shit about each other.
How many different growers have you worked for?
Let's see. Travis, Corey, John. I'd say probably like 25.
All right, who is the craziest one? There's got to be a bunch of crazy ass motherfuckers.
Oh, well, yeah, first of all, they're all insane. But yeah, dude, I mean, to grow thousands of plants of weed, it takes like, these guys wake up at 3:30 in the morning and go to bed at like 8 a.m. or 8 p.m.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Well, because if you're growing outdoor, you gotta be on it, dude. Before the sun even comes up, you gotta like deal with a bunch of shit. And then the sun comes up, and then you got to deal with more shit.
What do you mean? Like you got to get to the plants before the sun gets to them?
Yeah, you want to water before the sun hits the plants, because if the sun hits the plants and you're watering while it's really sunny, it burns the plant, because it's like a mirror effect. Because you know how like shit gets shiny when it's watered. So like it's shiny when it's watered. So that's the sun loves that. The sun is like, oh, it's shiny, I'm gonna fucking shine on it. You know, it reflects off the plant.
Wow.
And then you can like burn leaves and shit. So real growers, they show up at like fucking 4 a.m. to their farms to water all their shit, and then when the sun comes up, it's already watered.
So this is like an outdoor legit farm where it's all like outside. Like are you using lamps and stuff, or it's just the magic of the sun?
No, it's well, I mean, there's 3 different ones. There's outdoor grow, and then there's indoor, and then there's greenhouse. So I've done a lot of greenhouse. Up here, there's not a lot of indoor, because there's so much space up here that people take advantage of the fact that they can grow like 100 outdoor plants, you know?
Wow.
Or 300 or 500 or however fuck many you want to grow.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, technically you're supposed to only grow 80, but nobody follows the rules up here.
Oh, that's the law, that you can only grow.
Yeah, you can grow 80, but I mean, that's like a joke. I mean, I've worked on a few farms that only have 80, but it's hardly ever a thing. And now you can go rec too, and rec is extra crazy, because rec you can have like 4,000 plants legally. Damn. And that's for like, and that's like for smoke shops, or not smoke shops. That's for like clubs and stuff.
Oh,
like
recreational.
Cookies, yeah, like cookies, places like that. They have the recreational farms where there's like 2,000, 3,000 plants in one warehouse. Wow. Which that's insane. Yeah.
And a warehouse, is that technically indoor?
No, that's greenhouse. That's considered more greenhouse, because the lights are farther away from the plant too, because there's so much of it. But the indoors is like the plants are literally like hovering right over the plants. or the lights are hovering right over the plants.
So even in this warehouse, they're still not getting the sunlight. They're getting lights.
Yeah, they're just getting lights in the warehouse. So yeah, so it's indoor greenhouse basically. But like when you're talking about like when these weed guys talk about indoor, they're talking about like these small spaced places with like even brighter lights that are closer to the plants, and those are like the pounds that nowadays cost like $6,000, dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. Pounds of exotic weed now in California is like $6,000, $5,500, $6,000.
Seems like the price went up.
Oh, it went way up, dude. Well, it's because weed became a style thing, dude. It's not like, oh, it's just marijuana anymore, dude. The world of marijuana, it's a disgrace, honestly. It pisses me off, dude, because it's a disgrace to marijuana, dude. They're making it way more expensive. They're calling it all these stupid names that are strains that aren't even real. And the bags, if you see like these bags that they have now, they look like candy bags. They put all this effort into making these like really cool looking bags that look like candy, and they charge you $100 for 3 grams of it. And it's like, this is medicine that's supposed to be helping the world fucking heal, and you're turning it into some fashion thing, like a fashion statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's become pretty trendy.
Yeah, to smoke good weed. I mean, that's like what people talk about now.
Yeah. No, for
like,
real.
yeah, I smoke amazing weed. I'm like, good for you, dude. Like, I've been smoking. I don't think I haven't paid for weed in 7 years, which is probably one of the benefits of being up here.
Perk of the job, dude. Perk of the job.
I have, unless I like bought some to bring down. But
yeah.
Other than that, yeah, like, dude, I've been smoking outdoor for 7 years, and I love it, dude. It's amazing. It's dank. It smells good. It tastes good. I don't need to drop a shitload of money just to get some fancy weed because that's what everybody else is smoking.
Dude, I was reading Jay-Z has got his own.
Oh yeah, dude, all of these guys, man. Ben Baller, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg has like 4 strains.
Well, it's the same thing as like the Beats headphones, right? Where it's like you can take a product that's like maybe a little better than normal. The Beats aren't incredible, but not like not as good as it could be. And then you put a brand name on it, make it look cool, and celebrity endorse it, and dude, you're just raking in the cash.
You got it made in the shade, dude.
Dude, he was selling like I think he sells J's, and they're just this insane price, dude. Like,
dude, that's funny you said that. One thing that's been changing too that I haven't really noticed is what's it called? The shoe game is crazy now, dude. I don't know if you guys have noticed the sneaker thing, but now like I have a few friends who are doing this. Like a lot of people now are going to this website called StockX, I guess, where you can like bid on prices for shoes. And then if they get like a really low bid, they resell the shoe, and that's literally their job. Like I have a buddy who makes like $10,000 a month doing this, dude.
That's insane.
It's insane, dude. But he has to spend a lot. It's a big risk thing though. So like he spends like $2,000 on a pair of Nikes, hoping that he's gonna make $4,000 on that pair of Nikes.
Well, yeah, dude. It's literally like its own, which I'm just now realizing is why they call it StockX, is because it's almost like a stock market type.
Exactly.
Thing. But dude, you have these shoes that, dude, people, like a Yeezy or something, for example, will go when it's very limited. It's like $4,000 or whatever if you want to buy the shoe. Then what happens is they mass release the shoe like 6 months later, and the value plummets down to like $200.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, it's a big risk reward fucking game, basically.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've gotten shoes off StockX. It's actually really accessible and easy for a normal person, whereas
it is
before, dude, with trying to get some of these shoes, which I don't know if either of you guys have tried to participate in like drops before. I have, and it is insane, dude. You have to be checking the internet like all night, refreshing like 5 forums, reading like, oh, it might drop tonight at this time. Like,
no,
dude, it's insane, bro. I did once. I got I had to stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning. I had to have 2 laptops and my phone out, refreshing 3 different websites to try to get. And I got in. It worked.
Eventually,
it was crazy, dude. It's crazy. Like this shit drops. It sells. The sites all go down. The sites all crash. None of them somehow. Like it's the year 2020. 2021. All these sites still crash like right away. And it's just this like it's like a gambling thing, dude. It's really wild.
It is. And I remember, StockX is, like you're saying, it is actually a pretty accessible one, because I remember too, like my buddy's dad was really good on eBay, but like it took him like all day. You know what I mean? Like he was like watching the computer all day to be done. You know what I mean? It's like you got to waste 15 hours of your day staring at a computer screen if you want to be good at eBay.
Dude, the eBay flippers, man.
Well, that's another one. If you become professional at that, you can make some real fucking money with that.
Such a like legendary story, such a romanticized tale is the guy who like buys a phone off eBay and he eventually flips it up into a car or something.
Oh yeah,
you hear stories about this cat and you think, wow, that's a real cool ass fucking guy. Like, damn, it is like maybe I could do that. Nah, just
the other thing I was laughing with my friend is how, first of all, how billionaires just in general shouldn't exist. But because I mean, millionaires I have no problem with, but I don't think any man should have more than I don't think any man should have $1 billion or more. But
it's real
also
crazy.
that they're doing the wrong things with their money, man. Like I saw an Elon Musk commercial, and Elon Musk, I got a lot of respect for him in certain ways, like his solar energy thing and how much solar energy he's invested in and all that stuff. But he was on an interview the other day, and Stephen Colbert was like, so what other than the sun and, other than solar panels and stuff, what are you going to be investing your money in? What's your next big project? And he said, living on Mars. And Stephen Colbert was like, well, Elon, we got a really shitty situation going down on planet Earth. Like maybe, there's a lot to deal with. He's still here, which is totally correct. And Elon was like, well, but Mars is the next frontier. And then Stephen was like, well, but you're probably going to have to be like a millionaire to live on Mars, right? And he was like, yeah. So Stephen Colbert was like, so basically you're making this thing for other rich people. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Dude. So many of these billionaires are they're bullshitters, dude. It's like, come on, Elon, dude. Okay, it's cool that you're studying the whole move to Earth or move to Mars thing, but don't drop $20 billion of your money on that instead of world hunger.
Well, it's like how much of that is like an ego thing to be the
it's all ego, I'm sure, dude. Right? I'm sure it's all ego, bro.
Like,
have you seen his son's name, dude?
Oh, dude, he's banging Grimes, right? He's got that crazy name,
it's
name.
Like
kid.
A-X-E. It's like a mathematical problem.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
I saw that.
I saw that on a show where he was congratulating himself, kind of, on giving his son that name, and it's like, this is not a good idea. I think no one tells them that.
It's lit.
Yeah, no, nobody's gonna tell Elon Musk it's a bad idea. But it's a horrible idea. It's like, good luck in class when the teacher calls your name.
What's funny is he
-12.
He has like other kids too, I think. He has like normal kids.
All like, they thank God that their names are like John and
it's like Roger, fucking Roger and XAE12 are brothers. Dude, there's actually my favorite Elon Musk moment is it's him and his ex-wife Tallulah Riley, who is one of the chicks in Westworld. And they're being interviewed with their kids. They're divorced now, but they're being interviewed with their kids. And there's this whole thing where she's talking about how some days she just wants to run away and never speak to any of them again and start a new life.
Oh, he said that?
He said that in front of him and their kids on TV. And she's like, haha, but then remember, I love you.
So I worked at a Tesla dealership for a day.
Oh, what?
Yeah, man. Just through this app for like spare, like getting work. And yeah, man, it was crazy, man. It was everyone, like the higher up you go, people were just trying to dress and act like Elon Musk. And
oh, I'm sure, dude. I'm sure it's a whole brainwash factory.
It kind of is, man. Yeah. It's like its own little cult.
Oh, I'm sure it's cool though, dude. And I'm sure they got some crazy benefits. And I'm sure like literally technically working there probably isn't the worst job to have.
No, probably not. No, I was cleaning cars and if I stayed there, I probably could have worked up to selling cars.
Yeah.
Dude, what kind of like, what's their elevator like? They probably got some crazy fucking elevators in this bitch.
At the Van Ness one. Van Ness one, there was no elevator.
What about what about the automatic doors? We got some tight like space shuttle doors on that thing, or is it just normal
doors?
That's so disappointing.
You're talking about all this like futuristic shit. I've heard though the Apple headquarters are that cool.
Oh, I bet
the Apple headquarters is that cool. It's like even cooler than Google, Tesla. Like it's supposed to be like working there. It's supposed to be like working in heaven, dude. Like they have like restaurants. It look like the middle of it looks like Central Park. Like
Wow.
there's like ponds and shit. There's like a mini lake. Like it's insane, dude.
What are you smoking on, Dylan?
What am I smoking?
Yeah.
Just some trim from or not trim, some shake from something I worked on a few days ago.
Okay, what kind of plant?
It's a Jaeger, dude. This is my favorite weed in 7 years still. It's called Jaeger, and it's all purple. The entire nug inside and out is completely purple.
So that's
like
an indica?
Yeah, it's like super indica, and it smells exactly like Jägermeister. I mean, without the alcohol, obviously. It has the licorice smell to it. But yeah, and it yields incredibly. Like one plant can yield like 8-9 pounds. Damn. Which is, yeah, dude, it's crazy. The only thing that sucks about being up here all these years that I've never really pushed into is at this point, by now, I should have had a farm of my own. I was making like money like so easy. It was so much easier to just work on the farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I just felt like I never wanted to take that responsibility because it's a lot of fucking responsibility, you know?
Well, is that a long-term goal of yours to have your own farm?
Yeah, I do want to have my own farm one day because at this point I know how to do literally everything on the farm. I just also I would like to have maybe somebody like, you know, invest. I have a buddy JP who has a shitload of money. And he hasn't touched it since his mom passed away, but he's always talking about, you know, something he wants to do with it. And I told him eventually, like, if he wants to buy a piece of land and invest, I would grow him a shitload of great weed, you know? And so he's thinking about that too. He doesn't know, but especially with the way all of this is going, dude, I mean, living in the boonies, living outside of the regular society is kind of something I'm digging right now.
So you're like pretty far away from the city then?
Oh yeah, from San Francisco, I'm like 6 hours.
What about I don't know, if people are throwing a party, right? Is it like a house party around you?
Oh yeah, dude. There's only the bars around here are like they're actually kind of funny. It's like from the movies, you know, you see the old people with no teeth.
Yeah.
Old people with no teeth who drink like 8 of the same drinks and don't change seats. And yeah. And it has all the little bars have little gambling machines. So you'll see old people sitting there smoking cigarettes for like hours just playing. So yeah, so if it's like young people who want to party, it's usually, or we drive to the coast and then have a big fire on the beach, or it'll be a house party.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like if you're living in the boonies, like what does your social life look like? It's mostly people.
Well, right now my social life isn't much because we're not working right now, but usually you're working with a lot of people that are close to your age. And everybody smokes and everybody parties and everybody does DMT. And yeah, dude, everybody does K. I mean, it's like working at a big party is what my job is. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a lot of hard work, but you get distracted pretty easily because you're laughing, you're listening to music, you're talking shit. Like, you know, there's no boundaries. Our boss was famous because he'd bring us like a shitload of beer and liquor and food every day just to keep us happy. So like, you know, it'll be lunchtime and he'll pop up with like 40 In-N-Out burgers and like a gallon of whiskey. And he'll be like, everybody, it's lunchtime. Everybody's taking shots. I mean,
it's like if you needed any confirmation that we work at a weed farm, it's that you can show up with 40 In-N-Out burgers for fucking lunch and they're going to get crushed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Dude, Harris, what were you going to say?
Oh, yeah. How much can you trim in a day?
Well, I'm at this point, I'm really fucking good. It sucks. I don't do it as much as I should, but if I really put my mind to it, I can do like 3.5 pounds a day.
Wow. But
the average is like, most people literally stop at 1.5 pounds. And a lot of people do 2 if they can really do it. My mom is like me because it's just because we've been doing it for so long that, you know, and it's also just your worth ethic too, because a lot of dudes find trimming the worst part of it, which is funny. A lot of the guys that I work with that are like, they like construction and they like this shit. When it's time to trim, they go nuts because they're like, I'm sitting here and all I'm doing is trimming weed and blah, blah, blah. I don't think of it that way. I'm like, I'm making money, dude.
You mentioned, you know, it's a big party. Everyone is doing DMT and stuff. Do you want to talk about any of your DMT experiences?
Well, my most recent experience, I haven't done it in a while now because, like I said, there hasn't been work in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, those are all the dudes that I know that actually have the drugs too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that most of my connections come from like the farms and stuff. But my latest one was what's it called? I did it in the tent at Cave Junction with my buddy Ben. But it was pretty crazy. It was a big, you know, like the glass bridge, the Chinese glass. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Let me move. I gotta move real quick. Hold on. But what's it called? You know that glass bridge, that famous glass bridge in China now?
Like between mountains or whatever? Or is
Yeah,
it
that
between
the one
buildings?
that's like completely glass that people are afraid to walk on because it's like so clear and it's like hella scary.
I'm about to Google it. Oh, I see it. It's a glass bottom between like two valleys.
Yeah, it's like, so you can see everything underneath you.
Wow.
And that's why it scares people.
Yeah,
like
that's trippy.
It's really trippy. Yeah. But basically it was that, and it was me walking over my life. So like I was watching my life happen, and like, but it was a regular life. It was like I was literally talking to girls, laughing with my friends. I wasn't doing anything insane, but the trippiest part was that I was watching it happen while I was walking on a bridge. So it was like basically we watching a movie of myself.
In the third person?
Yeah, in the third person.
Wow.
So
were you like giant, like as if you're looking down on a bridge and there's a giant version of yourself, or were you like life size?
No, I'm like the size of like when you're in a tall building and you're looking down at people and they look like ants.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was.
Wow.
Yeah. Not like small, but like if you're on like the 12th story of a building or something, where like you can still see the entire person, but they're definitely a lot smaller than you because you're all the way up there.
Damn.
You know? Yeah. That. And then I would say my second favorite experience is my Moses one, where I went flying in the sky with my staff. I was Moses, and I split all the clouds as the Red Sea.
Wow.
That one was fun.
Sky Moses.
Yeah.
What is
Sky Moses?
What is your interpretation of that, or is there an interpretation? Was it just a?
Well,
cool
I would say
experience?
that my interpretation. Well, first of all, the thing that made me laugh the most at first was that I'm Jewish, and then I've heard my grandma literally read everything there is out of the Torah my entire life.
Yeah.
Until she died. So there's a lot of that in my mind already. You know what I mean?
For
so
sure.
I feel like that's probably the connection. And me watching my life, that one, I take that as I've made so many mistakes and I've done so much stupid, crazy shit that I don't regret anymore, but that I did have regrets for a long time.
Yeah.
And I feel like watching over myself, kind of that whole glass bridge thing was kind of like reflecting on who I really am and what's really going on every day.
Did it help you make sense of it at all? Like,
no, I didn't make complete sense of it, dude. It was that intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like if I think about it again, like I like how you asked me that, because if you think about it again after a while, it's like something new kind of pops up sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? Or you understand it in a different way.
Yeah, dude. What's crazy about some of this shit is that this stuff that it tells you, it's like the present version of yourself you can't even understand. You have to wait for yourself to level up to the next level before you can even unlock what it was telling the old you. And it's so like densely layered and
it's
like,
oh my God,
true, right?
Layers is pretty much what sums up that whole thing. Layers.
Yeah, dude.
Like you put it perfectly. And every time you get onto one of those layers, you don't even realize what's going on in the moment because you're in that moment. You know what I mean?
Dude.
So it's just, it's, and I love that. I mean, I love all sorts of trippy drugs. The only thing I can't do anymore because I'm epileptic is acid. And
does that trigger an attack?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
Seizure.
Damn.
Yeah.
That must have sucked when you figured that out.
Oh, I figured it. Well, and the way I figured it out, dude. I took 12 tabs of acid and I walked into my buddy's bathroom, and my buddy heard the loudest bang he says that he's still ever heard to this day. And I was like pissing, I guess, and I slipped and I smacked my head on the bathtub as hard as possible.
Oh!
And Roland told me I was laughing when he got into the bathroom.
Wow.
Like my head was like busted open basically, and I was like laughing because I don't even remember. I was probably saying, who knows what I was saying, dude. I mean, it was 12 tabs acid. But and then I just woke up in the hospital and they were like, "You're epileptic." And I was like, "Oh, great." They're like,
good to know.
So yeah, you can't do any more LSD. No, and the great thing was, because doctors tell you bullshit a lot of times too.
Yeah.
They were like, you can't do any hallucinogen ever again. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then I went to an alternative doctor and I also researched it and blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, anything natural I can fucking take, dude. So like mushrooms, all of this shit, like literally everything but LSD, because LSD, it has chemicals in it.
Because it's synthetic.
It's synthetic. So it's the only thing that I can't take is synthetic shit, basically. And that's why I'll never take ecstasy again, for example, but I'll take Molly. I fucking love Molly, you know?
You can do that and not
take
no
medicine.
lights?
I take medicine.
Oh, okay.
And there's two epilepsies. I don't have the light one, dude. If I had the light one, my life would suck.
What's the other one? What's the
other one? The other one is like based on if I don't take any medication, They have this medication for epilepsy. If I don't take any medication, I'm just the kind of epileptic who will literally just have seizures.
You'll just generate it.
Yeah, it'll just generate seizures. Like if me and you and Karis were talking and I hadn't taken my medicine today, I could, for example, have a seizure right now in front of you. But because I take my medicine every day and I've been locked in on it for so many years, I mean, you know, there's nothing to worry about. I've had, in all of these years, I've had like two seizures, and they were because those days I had like lost my medicine or I forgot because my phone died and my alarm didn't go off.
So what is that like when that's going down? Like,
epilepsy is like,
can you describe that?
It's like a complete blackout, dude. You literally just, you wake up sweaty and tired with a headache, but you don't experience the seizure. It's actually way more brutal for the people around you than it is for you.
Oh, because
people are watching. Yeah, you're in your own land. You're in your own world. You're nowhere.
Yeah.
But people are watching you seize, dude, and like it's some scary shit.
That is scary.
Yeah, and I'm a big dude too. So like when I had a seizure, and my mom and my aunt had to grab me, dude, and they could like barely hold on to me, and I like fell over and like almost crushed my aunt. Because it's like you got to control a 200-pound, 6'3" dude who's seizing.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard.
Yeah, dude. Danger to others more than yourself. I mean, you're pieced out. You're chilling. You're just like.
I was in London.
Whatever.
I was in London with Sky, with my buddy Sky, or me and here's his buddy Sky, and my buddy JP, and I had fucked up the timing because it's 9 hours later there. And like an idiot, I took the medicine at the same 9 p.m., which that's technically not the same 9 p.m. I was just, I was young and stupid.
Yeah.
And I was on one of those red buses, those, classic London buses with 2 stories. And I was on the second story, and another time I fucking fell, dude. And everybody here in the bottom story heard a big bang, and JP ran up, and I had a seizure.
And that's why you should only make buses 1 story. Like a Tesla dealership. It should only be one fucking story, bro. That's dangerous. It's not cool.
Well, yeah. English people are so posh and they're such assholes that I remember my uncle had to yell at the store owner because the ambulance guys put me against the wall because I had just had a seizure. The store owner came out and started yelling at me. It was like, get off my wall, get off my wall. And even the EMTs were like, this guy just had a seizure, dude. Like, let him lead on the wall.
American, yeah. It's like classic American tourist.
It's like if somebody got shot and the store owner comes out and he's like, just get out of here. Just get away from my problem.
Yeah. Clean up the mess, bro. Clean up the damn mess. I don't care if you died,
just not on my store.
Yeah,
just don't die on my store.
For real.
Dude, that cabin looks really dope.
Yeah, man, it's pretty sick. I live in LA normally, but my parents live out here, so I'm out here with my
Where
parents.
in LA do you live?
I moved to.
That's its own county, right?
No, it's still LA County.
I just always get confused because LA is just it's like 17 cities in one fucking place.
Oh yeah, it's real. It's just a joke. They just no one really designed it.
Nobody designed that.
Well, that's why you need Elon Musk to come through with his revolutionary idea of the tunnels that he wants to drill all over the city. It's like, let's drill tunnels all over the city, and you can only get in the tunnel if you're in a Tesla car, and it's just one car, and you're going under the earth in like a little tube. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Can you imagine being stuck in a tunnel under the earth in your car? Like, is there a car coming behind you, that's going to hit you?
Man. Maintenance issues.
Dude, why wouldn't you?
I already get stressed enough when the subway stops underground for like an hour.
Oh, exactly. It's like, also
when the subway's underground for an hour, you're like, fuck, is this ever going to move? Like, am I stuck here forever?
No, that's a scary vibe. Like being underground, stuck forever.
I remember the first time I learned BART was like when I was little, and I was like, wow, BART takes us from here to here underwater. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you have to just imagine the whole place getting crushed by some kind of subterranean pressure. And then, the tunnels are filling with water and all this stuff. It's just not a nice thing to think about, It's very unpleasant.
No, dude, it's scary.
Could never deal with something like that.
It's scary.
Yeah, dude.
No, me neither. My mom, talk about fucking having guts and shit. I always tell my mom, like, because my mom thinks she's not like, she doesn't think of herself as the toughest person, but she's insanely tough, and she doesn't really realize that. She went across the Atlantic Ocean on a sailboat, dude.
Wow.
Like, I would never. I don't have the courage to do something like that. You can send me across the Atlantic on a cruise on a yacht, but
dude,
I won't even
do a cruise, bro. I won't even do a damn.
I know, even a cruise. she told like she at one point on a sailboat was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Like that's insane, dude. That like there's no turning back. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were so poor back in the day in like the 70s. Her boyfriend that had the sailboat was so broke that they had very little fuel, and it was only in case of like huge emergencies. So the whole trip was with the sail.
The wind? That is really crazy.
The wind. Yeah, it was literally the wind like the entire time. They would only turn on the boat port when they got to the port so that they could get into the port faster. They would turn on the motor for a little bit.
What did they do that for?
To turn on the motor?
No, like why'd they do the trip?
Oh, because my mom was just a crazy hippie. My mom lived in Africa for 10 years. She lived in India for a year. I mean, that was, you know, that my whole childhood was that, you know, I've gone to school and lived in like 6 to 5 different countries. So that's just basically been my whole life.
When are you going to travel next? Are you itching to like,
oh yeah, dude.
Yep.
Oh, I'm bad.
What's the next move? What's the next frontier? Mars! You're going to Mars!
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly, dude.
All right.
Even if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't fucking do that. That scares the shit out of me, dude.
Dude, living on Mars sounds tight in the idea of it, right? Because it's like, ooh, this new frontier. But the reality of it is you're in the subway for your whole life. You're in this concrete subway doom room forever, and there's nothing going on. They can't even get a damn plant.
They can't get a plant to grow. No, I'm telling you, dude. That's why. I mean, Stephen Colbert really did tease him, and it was good that he did because he was like, "Yeah, man. I mean, I understand, you know, that your idea is cool, but dude, like, shit's going down on Earth, bro. Like, you got plenty other struggles to take care of."
Yeah, dude. It's a real. It's just kind of like there's sort of space fetishization that goes on where people are so obsessed with the idea of like, ooh, and like I get it, like I slip into this myself where it's like, ooh, the cosmos and this, wow, it's the Milky Way, like, oh great, and did you jerk off to the Milky Way or whatever? But it's just like, dude, we already got a pretty dope spot. It's like
that's the thing is people underestimate how beautiful and how well fucking Earth actually works. It's humans that are destroying it. It's not like we don't have a cool planet.
Yeah, and that wherever we go next is going to be just as fucked up too. Like,
yeah, because it's humans, dude. It's like people like blaming the planet. I love Republicans and shit, and like all these idiots who actually blame the weather instead of blaming themselves for helping change the weather. They'll be like, well, it's not our fault that the hurricanes have gotten worse and that global warming has gone up by 5 degrees yearly. And it's like, yeah, it kind of is, dude. I mean, like, it doesn't help that we throw away trillions of fucking pounds of plastic every year. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like that shit is real, dude. People are blind and stupid.
I definitely don't blame the Earth for striking back.
No, I don't
know. It's like, what else are you gonna do? You know, what are you just gonna take it? You know, so I get it. It just sucks to be experiencing the blowback.
Yeah,
it's like, what did I do?
Well, you know what's crazy?
Recycling
like,
one time. Yeah.
What's crazy is like Europeans in so many ways are more advanced than Americans, and like, you know, when it comes to like Medicare, when it comes to like taking care of their citizens and giving them dental and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that Italians are, dude, and I can tell you this, and I don't even care to say this, even though I'm Italian, they are some dirty ass motherfuckers, dude. They take care of themselves so well. They're perfect. They smell perfect. They wear Armani.
Yeah.
They're the fashion kings of the world are Italians. So it's like they take care of themselves. But I went to southern Italy. I was in Sicily when I was little, and my friend's dad would take us once a week. We would have to go and fill up an entire black garbage bag of garbage at the beach because he wanted to show us how disgusting it was. Dude, when I was little, I went to the beach in Sicily. You go walk into the woods that are right there. You see ovens, toilets, bathtubs, fucking old TVs, like not just garbage. Like people leave fucking metal things that are gonna be there for 1,000 years just in the fucking woods by the water.
Yeah,
like it's so gross, dude. And then there's all the garbage too. There's all the food and all the plastic and the bottles, and they're brutal, dude. And they think of themselves as this like high class fucking. That's why I'm like, I love being Italian. I love that I speak it, all that shit. But I definitely have a lot of problems with a lot of shit that how Italian people run their lives.
Think about all the cologne in that river, poisoning all the fish.
A mix of cigarettes and cologne, bro. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Those fish all are art critics. And they're all
the one thing though that makes French people even more gross though is at least Italians are known for being normal and wearing deodorant. French people actually don't wear deodorant. So what they'll do is they'll just spray hella cologne, and then if they give you a hug, you smell their fucking musk and the cologne at the same time.
Ooh, that's a double.
When I lived in the Dominican, I was surrounded by old rich French dudes, and they would walk around on the beach, and like you would literally get a whiff of them if they walked by you.
Oh.
That's how bad. Yeah, and these French guys are super rich, dude. That's why I was always like, how is this rich baller walking around smelling like a homeless man? Like, why? What? He has a Mercedes and he doesn't fucking put deodorant on his armpits. Give me a break, dude.
Wow. Yeah, that car has got to stink pretty bad, right?
Yeah, exactly. He spends $80,000 on a car that no girl is ever going to want to get in.
Think about like when you go and pick up, Mexican takeout in your car, and your car smells like Mexican for a few days, right? Your car is going to smell like Mexican for a while. Imagine if that's just the BO scent and it's every day, it's adding up.
Well, yeah, and I think that in France people don't mind because they're all stinky, so they don't really understand.
It's like neutralized. Yeah, it's neutralized. It's normal, right? Lucky them, dude. That's a great superpower.
I know, for real. They don't care about being stinky. Like that's some real carelessness, dude.
No, that's all. I mean, that's great if you're the guy.
No, it doesn't matter, dude. Oh, that's another thing about Oregon, bro.
What?
Up here, that's one thing you'll meet up here is some nasty ass hippies, dude. they haven't showered and like, dude, I worked at a camp. I worked at one of the camps a couple years ago, and it was like there was one shower for like 20 people, but it was like, I'm gonna shower, dude. And most people were normal enough to shower. There was this one guy who had it on backwards completely. He was like, I'm not gonna shower in a nasty shower where 9 people are showering, so I'm not gonna shower. And so we were like, okay,
Makes
dude.
Sense.
So basically you're going to smell like shit the entire time you're here because you don't want to shower in there. Like it is completely backwards.
There's always one. There's always one.